What exactly is in this bill and what does it mean for you and your wallet? Here now is Marc Short. He is the White House Director of Legislative Affairs. Sir, thank you so much for joining us tonight. One of the criticisms of this is I have heard people say that this is just a tax cut for corporations, that it's even a redistribution of wealth from individuals to companies. How do you respond to that?
Well, Melissa, it does provide significant corporate tax relief because what's happened across the globe is that other countries have lowered their tax rates, which is why so many companies have relocated overseas and we've lost thousands and thousands of jobs. The reason we're lowering the rate to 20% is that puts us right about the average of industrialized nations. In fact, Great Britain is going below that to 17%. Ireland's already at 12%. Many of the countries the president recently visited in Asia are below 20% as well. So by lowering that 20%, the Council of Economic Advisors studies suggest that average working families will see a $4,000 increase in their wages.
Okay, but you got to get people in the audience to those working families, because the answer you just gave, people out there are like, I don't care about companies. I don't care if they get a tax break or not. I care about my family, my wallet. Sure. I care about putting my kids through college, paying my mortgage. So why does giving corporations a tax break help our audience?
Well, Melissa, two things. One, the corporate rate reduction helps to increase growth, helps to increase employment, and helps to increase wages. But the individual side is where individual families will see significant tax relief as well. It is targeted toward middle-income families, and so they will see a reduction in the rates they're paying. Mm-hmm. They'll also see credits for each of the children in their family. But one of the most important things here is the individual mandate is something that 80% of people paying that tax earning $50,000 or below. So by eliminating that tax, we're benefiting those working class families the most.
Marc, let me give you a hand here, and not because I want to help you out, but because I studied economics, and I'm not bragging about that. I just want to give you a basis for why I can help you here. There is nobody that corporations don't touch. If you cut corporate taxes for our viewers at home, that raises wages, it lowers prices on the stuff they're going to go out and buy, it provides more jobs. All those things go to families all over the place. There's nobody that companies don't touch. What do you think of that assessment?
Well, Melissa, I think that I just mentioned it would increase wages by roughly $4,000 per working family, so I'm 100% agreement with you. Yeah. You're welcome to be spokesman for our plan anytime you want.
I know. I don't want to be your spokesman. I want to break it down in really plain language so that people at home understand why this is good for them.
Two things. Specific numbers, $4,000 in wage increase per working family. Mm-hmm. The Senate bill itself for an average family earning $72,000 provides $2,000 in income relief on their individual side. $4,000 wage increase, $2,000 individual income for a family. So it's a pretty significant tax relief for working families.
You talk about doubling that immediate initial deduction when people get out there, before they start paying any taxes at all. And Democrats on the other side really play that down. How do you drive that home to more people out there in the audience?
So what you're saying is that for an average married couple filing jointly, the first $24,000 of income is tax-free. There's no taxes on that first $24,000. It's actually an idea that many Democrats supported when they suggested tax relief before, but obviously in the very partisan environment we're in now, you hear them actually criticizing that idea. But that's what it does. Your first $24,000 is accumulated without tax.
Yeah. This idea, it drives me nuts when I hear people in Washington say we're going to pay for these tax breaks by shifting the tax burden to someone else. Yeah. I would like to pay for me keeping more of my own money by people in Washington spending less. How do we do that?
Melissa, it's exactly the right point. It's the people's money. It's not the government's money. When the Reagan tax cuts went into effect, we had over $100 billion in additional revenue following that. In the John F. Kennedy tax cuts, over $100 billion in additional revenue. It actually increased revenue. The problem was that Congress continued to spend more. We do not have a tax problem. We have a spending problem. Yeah. We do not tax too little. We simply spend too much. And so the way to address our deficits is actually to begin cutting back on our spending habits.
Yeah. What do you think is the likelihood that that might happen? If we do go and we cut taxes and we do see the growth in the economy that a lot of economists believe will happen, because you leave more money with people, with corporations, they go out, they spend it, they invest, the economy grows. What are the chances that then the government says, okay, now we're going to cut back on some of our spending?
So, Melissa, the 10-year budget that the administration put forward to Congress actually balanced. So we cut significantly to a lot of discretionary programs.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, Congress is usually putting those dollars back in.
Wow.
We'll see at the end of this year when we get to our end-of-year spending bill what it looks like for 2018 and 2019. We're hopeful that Congress will begin pulling back on a lot of the programs that we have. But to your earlier point, the tax cuts generate growth, and we need that growth to actually pay for our national security needs. During the Obama administration, we grew at a 1.8% average. If we did that, there's no way we could afford our needs to protect our country.
Yeah, people out there in the audience probably don't remember that growth that was more 4, 5, 6%. That's what we need to see out there. Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck to you. Tell everybody there in Washington to focus on spending less.
Thank you.